All right, let's dive straight into this explainer and cut through the absolute mountain of marketing hype surrounding a $2 billion industry, omega-3s. You know the drill, right? You walk into any health food store and there are just walls of these yellow pills. They promise everything from laser-sharp focus to a bulletproof heart. But we gotta ask, is this all just brilliant marketing, or is there actually hard, undeniable science backing it up? Here's how we're going to untangle this whole thing today. We're going to cover the omega-3 confusion, essential biology and types, health benefits by gender, the dark side of supplements, and finally, your ultimate buyer's guide. Starting right off with Section 1, the omega-3 confusion. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Are omega-3s just a total waste of money? Are you throwing your hard-earned cash down the drain? Because right now, honestly, the research is sending us some seriously mixed signals, which leaves most of us just standing there, totally paralyzed in the supplement aisle. Seriously, the media gives us total whiplash on this. One day you read a headline screaming that omega-3s lower heart disease risk and literally save lives. Then literally the next day, another trial comes out saying, nope, it does absolutely nothing, the whole thing is a scam. So yeah, no wonder we're all so confused. Which brings us to part 2, essential biology and types. To figure out who's actually right here, we need a quick 60-second biology check. The most crucial word to understand here is essential. When we talk about essential fatty acids, it means your body physically cannot make these on its own. You are 100% dependent on what you eat or what you supplement to get them into your system. There is no plan B for your body. Now, this is exactly where most people get totally tricked. There isn't just one single omega-3. There are 3 main types you need to know about. First up is ALA. You'll find this in plant foods, think flax seeds and walnuts. Next is EPA, which is a powerful marine-based anti-inflammatory agent. And finally, DHA, another marine-based component that literally builds the structure of your brain and retinas. The absolute biggest takeaway here, plant-based ALA is not, I repeat, not the same thing as marine EPA and DHA. And here is the massive, glaring catch with that plant-based ALA. Your body is incredibly bad at using it. It tries to convert that plant ALA into the useful EPA and DHA, but it manages to convert less than 10% of it. Often it's closer to just 5%. To put that in perspective, munching on a handful of walnuts is great, but it is just not going to give you the same heavy-hitting brain and heart protection as eating a piece of wild salmon. Moving right along to Section 3, health benefits by gender. So these baseline biological functions actually play out completely differently depending on your biology and life stage. For women, the advantages are fascinating. EPA and DHA actually block inflammatory enzymes. This is fantastic for protecting skin collagen and keeping your skin barrier strong against premature aging. Plus, during pregnancy, a mother's omega-3 stores are heavily drawn upon to literally build the baby's central nervous system and brain. Actually, that massive depletion is exactly why low omega-3s are often linked to postpartum brain fog. And if we look a little closer at hormonal balance, multiple clinical trials have shown that taking between 1,000 and 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s daily significantly reduces PMS cramping and mood volatility. How? Well, it directly blocks prostaglandins. Those are the specific inflammatory compounds that trigger those really painful uterine contractions in the first place. Now, turning our attention over to male physiology. For men, omega-3s are absolute rock stars at improving arterial flexibility and calming down post-exercise inflammation, which is huge for saving your joints as you get older. And here's a wild fact. DHA specifically concentrates right in the tail membrane of sperm cells. Studies show having enough of it drastically improves sperm motility, shape, and overall count. But the cardiovascular impact, that's the real game changer here. Men taking omega-3s can see a massive 15 to 30% reduction in triglycerides, which are the fat levels floating around in your bloodstream. This is absolutely crucial, given that men statistically face heart attacks at an earlier average age than premenopausal women. Okay, so if the science is so strong, why the mixed results? Let's get into Section 4, the dark side of supplements. Prepare yourself, because this number is staggering. Independent lab testing found that anywhere from 20 to 50% of retail fish oil supplements sitting on store shelves right now are actually rancid. You heard that right. They completely fail international limits for oxidation. Fish oil is incredibly delicate, and it degrades so fast when exposed to heat, light, or air during manufacturing or shipping. And the real danger? Swallowing that oxidized, rancid oil actually causes oxidative stress and inflammation in your digestive tract and your blood vessels. It does the exact opposite of what you're paying for. So do the sniff test. Fresh fish oil should have almost zero smell and a really mild taste. If you open a bottle and it smells violently fishy, or if it gives you those awful fishy burps, do yourself a favor and throw it straight in the trash. And that rancidity problem leads us right into a second massive trap: fake front label dosing. A bottle might scream 1,000 milligrams in bold letters on the front, but if you turn it around and check the fine print, you'll often see there's only about 300 milligrams of actual, useful EPA and DHA. So what's the other 700 milligrams? Well, it's just cheap filler fat. You're basically paying a premium for junk. So let's fix this. Moving to Section 5, the Ultimate Buyer's Guide. All right, here is your complete bulletproof defense strategy to avoid getting scammed. Next time you're shopping, follow this checklist. First, look at the back label and add up the EPA and DHA to make sure you're hitting that ideal 1,000 to 2,000 milligram mark. Second, check the form. Avoid cheap ethyl ester forms. Third, look for third-party purity seals like IFOS, NSF, or USP. That guarantees you aren't getting rancid oil or heavy metals. And finally, hey, if you're plant-based, just grab algal oil. It gives you direct EPA and DHA right from the microalgae that the fish themselves eat. Now, all that being said, the absolute best way to get these essential fatty acids is directly from food. If you're someone who regularly eats fatty fish, we're talking wild salmon, sardines, or mackerel, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, honestly, you might not even need a supplement at all. Which leaves us with one final, kind of unsettling thought as we wrap up this explainer today. If up to half the fish oil on our store shelves is secretly deceiving us with rancid oil and cheap filler fat, what else in our daily medicine cabinets demands a much closer look? Keep questioning what you consume, stay curious, and thanks so much for exploring this with me today.